The account that shouldn't exist. A financial crime story. At 22 years old, Daniel Price discovered an account inside a U.S. bank that no one was watching. It wasn't locked. It wasn't protected. And it quietly held millions of dollars. By the time anyone noticed, the money was gone, and Daniel was already being hunted. Daniel Price lived the kind of life people forget. He rented a small apartment in Phoenix, worked remotely as a junior compliance analyst, and spent most days staring at spreadsheets no one cared about. His job was to flag suspicious transactions, irony he would later understand far too well. Daniel wasn't greedy. He was tired of watching executives earn bonuses for ignoring risks, tired of systems that punished mistakes but rewarded negligence, and tired of being invisible. He understood one thing very clearly. Banks didn't run on perfection. They ran on assumptions. The discovery happened by accident. While reviewing archived transaction logs, Daniel noticed something strange, a legacy corporate account that never appeared in audits. It wasn't active, but it wasn't closed either. The balance fluctuated slightly every month, usually correcting itself. A technical leftover, a digital ghost. Daniel flagged it once. No response. Flagged it again. Still nothing. That's when the idea formed, quiet, dangerous, and impossible to unthink. If no one was watching the account, who would notice if something changed? Daniel didn't act immediately. He waited. Weeks passed, then months. The account remained untouched. Finally, one night, a routine internal transfer routed a small amount to the dormant account. It was corrected automatically within minutes. But Daniel noticed something else. The correction wasn't reviewed by a human. It was automated. The system trusted itself. The next week, Daniel made a decision that would change his life. He adjusted a single internal reference during a scheduled system update. Not enough to raise alarms. Not enough to look intentional. The transfer went through. No alerts. No emails. No flags. The account balance changed, just slightly. Daniel sat back in his chair, heart racing. The system hadn't noticed. Daniel didn't steal millions overnight. That's how people get caught. Instead, he treated the bank the way the bank treated everyone else. Slowly, quietly, and without emotion. Small transfers. Irregular timing. Amount designed to blend into noise. The money moved internally, then outward, hidden among thousands of legitimate transactions. Daniel didn't touch it directly. He let it flow. Over 6 months, the total reached $4.8 million. Daniel didn't celebrate. He didn't tell anyone. He didn't even check the balance most days. What terrified him wasn't being caught. It was how easy it was. The first sign of trouble wasn't an email or a phone call. It was silence. One morning, Daniel logged in and noticed the account was locked. No explanation. No warning. Hours later, his manager asked him to join an unscheduled video meeting. On the call were people Daniel had never seen before: legal, compliance, federal auditors. Someone had noticed. A routine system migration had triggered a deeper review. The ghost account had finally been seen. Daniel said nothing, answered questions carefully, acted confused. But investigators weren't looking for panic. They were looking for access. The investigation took weeks. Analysts reconstructed transaction paths. Auditors compared logs. Federal agents followed digital footprints Daniel hadn't even known existed. Every transfer aligned with system updates. Every change traced back to someone with compliance-level access. Daniel's name appeared quietly on a short list. No accusations yet, just attention. Daniel knew, then it was over. The knock came at 6:12 a.m. Daniel didn't run, didn't resist. Agent searched his apartment methodically, unplugging devices, sealing documents, reading him his rights like it was routine, because to them, it was. When asked why he did it, Daniel paused. Then he said something that would later appear in court filings. "I didn't steal money," he said. "I exposed trust." Daniel accepted a plea deal: federal prison, asset forfeiture, a lifetime ban from the financial industry. The bank recovered most of the money and issued a public statement blaming internal control failures. No executives were fired. The story barely made the news. Another financial crime. Another quiet ending. Daniel didn't use violence. He didn't break into a vault. He used access, and the system let him. So here's the question. Was Daniel a criminal or just the first person to notice what everyone else ignored?